What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Everybody's favorite again, but not my favorite. Kind of an intro. I know it's been about another 2 weeks from the last reactions I did. It's if it's not one thing, it's another. That should be my new middle name. It just feels like when everything just, you just have everything kind of sorted out and it slowly falls apart. But I'm going to try my best to keep a positive outlook. But and another one of my least favorite things to do is ask for help again. I'll explain why. But before that, I'll leave the time in the video here. If you want to just skip through this and head right to the reaction, I'm more than okay with that. But for the ones who would like to hang around, I'll kind of explain what happened. So 2 weeks ago, as I said, when I did the reactions, when I came back, I'd be doing, I'll be every Tuesday and Wednesdays. That I would release reactions. Well, unfortunately, something happened again to where I had to go to urgent care. But this time it was for my right eye. It's weird. I woke up and my eye was just, it looked like my eyeball alone went 12 rounds with Tyson. That's what it looked like. It was awful. The pain, if you have like a hair in your eye and you can't get to it, the intensity of trying to get that out is like it's a mission on its own. The pain was so unbearable. I had to drive myself to the urgent care, and my eye is just like watering, bloodshot, swollen, and I, for the life of me, couldn't figure out why. So went there, and unfortunately, I haven't been back to work long enough to have my insurance kick back in. So long story short, they were able to see me. However, it was a $250 bill up front, which is absurd. But I had no other choice. So I get back into the room. She puts the dye. There's a dye that they could put in your eye and then turn off the lights and use a kind of a microscope to look into your eyeball and see what's going on. Well, I got nothing. She couldn't find anything. And it didn't make sense to me. I mean, it was some of the worst pain. I mean, I'm tattooed all over. And this is some of the worst pain I've ever been in. And she said I would need to call an optometrist. Okay, well, I come home and I try to fight through it, the pain, I even have a goofy ass, you guys should have seen me wearing this stupid thing, this stupid little eye patch. It almost looked like a breast cover, like a nipple cover. But anyways, I wore that. I mean, sure, it helped because it kept my eye kind of sealed in the dark. But anyways, I make a call to the optometrist. She mentions that, of course, without insurance, payment would have to be up front, and that was about $330, which I didn't have because I just spent the $250 for no reason, as what I felt like. Anyways, she mentioned, the optometrist receptionist mentioned something along the lines of an infection due to Crohn's disease, because I did mention I had Crohn's, and off the top of my head, I believe it was called uveitis, which is kind of inflammatory. The eyeballs gets inflamed because of the immune system is so weak. Anyways, so I was kind of stuck, and finally the next morning I had enough. So eventually I ended up going to the emergency room. Luckily, The emergency room was able to take me, and I can make payments to the emergency room. Unfortunately, I can't make payments to the urgent care, which screwed me at. Anyways, they got me finally back in there. About an hour in the waiting room. Everything's just in severe pain. Eye is just draining tears, and the doctor came in and she put a numbing agent in there, and I tell you what, it was like I was brand new again. So she kind of did the same thing that the urgent care doctor did. However, this doctor, I don't know if it was the kind of equipment that they had. She was able to find, apparently I had a huge gash in my cornea. So a huge cut, like in my cornea. I have no idea, because I didn't have any trauma. I didn't do anything. And for the life of me, I don't know how, why, whatever. I'll try to cut the story short. So they gave me antibiotics, and she hit me with a couple more shots of that numbing agent. I tell you what, that numbing agent is incredible. But anyways, they also gave me something called Bactrican zinc, which is it's almost like a Neosporin that you kind of put under like the bottom of your eyelid, and you kind of let it get in there. It's like a Neosporin type of a thing. So for the first couple days, I had like this. My vision was kind of blurry because of all that goop in there. But within about 48 hours, the pain was gone, and I'm back. So I apologize for the long, drawn out story. But it just seems like with me, it's like one thing after another. And hopefully this is kind of the start of me getting back to being normal again. So with all that said, unfortunately, I do need help again, because that 250 was intended for bills coming up this week. So if anybody would like to help or can help, it would be truly appreciated. The medication that I had to have filled was about $30, so about $280 in total, until I can get back to a normal routine. And there was no way I wanted to lose my eye. So it had to be done. Things, and it's crazy to me the amount, and some places are willing to help, like let you make payments, like the emergency room versus an urgent care. Urgent care wants that money right now, and what I walk out of there with, nothing but a bill. It blows my mind, just ridiculous. So, anyways, I'm back again. Hopefully, like I said, every Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll keep dropping more reactions. And please, if you would like to help, I'll leave the links in those, right next to me. And if you do donate, please leave me a request. It's only fair that I, give back something, if you're willing to help. So, if you would like to, it would be truly appreciated. So with that said, I guess, like I said, I'm back, and enjoy the reaction. What's going on, guys? Bren, let's do it. Alright, guys, welcome back to the channel. If you made it through the intro, I apologize for the long intro. Right now, I'm still about 130 short. I'll leave the links down below, as usual. So if you would like to help out, that'd be awesome. And if you choose to, please leave me a request so I can at least give something back to you guys. So we have some... Penitence. I have never heard the word before, so I had to go look it up. Something to do with regret and sorrow. This one is featuring Molly McKinna. Penitence. I believe it's the pronunciation. So, with Ren, I know Ren all too well now. So anything sad or sorrow, I just hope I can keep it together. But hey, I'm human too. So without further ado, here we go.
Lately, I think I was over time in my chest, beating slower like the clouds, the color of them fading out, fading out.
This is trippy. That's probably going to use for a thumbnail. This is trippy. How he's looking sideways, but the eye is forward. And Molly's voice.
Out, fading out, the heavy heart I carried went over your head and over
I counted the days she left like a prisoner, etching markings on my skin with an old knife, scratching. You see, I wanted the physical to match the psychological, and yet no matter how hard I dug, I still could not match that pain. I longed for reasons, I sung with demons, I sat in a dark dusty room, barely moving, breathing. I chewed through my own umbilical cord attached to her navel. I wanted to be separate. I think my mind is leaking. Solitude is so depleting.
Oh man.
I did it to myself. I know that you are faithful. I did it for my health. How come I'm still unstable and falling far from hell? A suicidal angel who's lost my wings and fell, falling so ungraceful, vanished into hell.
I wish that I could stop crying. They say that the body is 70% water. I feel like I must have reduced mine by a considerable fraction. Newton's third theory states that for every...
Holy shit. This switch up, this was at a... Man, Ren... This is why I consider Ren one of the most well-rounded artists. That's something I'll get to at the end there.
I wish that I could stop crying. They say that the body is 70% water. I feel like I must have reduced mine by a considerable fraction. Newton's third theory states that for every action there must be an equal and opposite counter-reaction. And so I retrace my steps and try to find reasons in the arms of my demons, cause I can't find healing if I can't find meaning. A conundrum, leaning on my dom-nom, feelings tired of my beaming when I hung from ceilings when I run from demons that are living in my head and escape fate and disapparate, evaporate, evacuate and then activate fate. But it cut the brakes, now I'm driving my universe into a lake and away. Weight of the world, don't wait, we make mistakes when it's all a state. For goodness sake, a double take, but I don't want to eat that cake. I ruminate inside meaning to illuminate a dark mind. I communicate without speaking, and I've seen so much I went blind-eyed. Why? I live in a lie with the lion inside. Living a lie with the lion inside of my mind. It's hungry worry for my sanity, my sanity. I live in a lie with a lion inside, live in a lie with a lion inside, and my mind is hungry and I don't know why. Pressure drop, deep breath, time stops, ain't broken, etc. Dot dot dot. Pressure drop, pressure drop, pressure drop. I feel it consuming, I can't stop. Dot the dot, the lines join the dots and I'm tying knots. Then divide and multiply, square the root of pi, beat the puzzle. I try to keep my mind focused on the line. Hopscotch and pop rocks, I take shots of teardrops. When I drop a pill pop, I find peace and time stops.
Oh, man. That's... Oh, God. All right, so let me gather myself here. That was unexpected. Meaning that switch up, I did not expect that switch up into that flow, into the rapping. That this is the best part about Ren. You never know what to expect, especially if you've never listened to the song before. Where do I begin? Ren, as I was saying, is one of those artists that is multi-talented. He can do anything and everything, and there's not too many out there like him. So that was my reaction to Ren. Penitence, featuring Molly McKinna's voice. Holy hell. It worked perfectly. The piano play in the beginning, working all the way through, and then the switch up to that fast flow, the rapping again. I wasn't expecting it whatsoever. This is why Ren is so... He should be a lot more popular than what he is. He should be known worldwide. And it brings me to my next thing that I'm about to say, and I might upset some people, but there was something on Facebook that I kind of scrolled through and saw. Somebody had posted that they believe Ren is a better artist, or better than Eminem. That caught my attention. Now, I didn't respond to this person's post because you can have your own opinion. I just want to get that out there and very clear that your opinion is your opinion and you're allowed it. Absolutely. So that's why I didn't respond. I don't want to jump into somebody's page and, start beating the shit out of, what they say. You're more than welcome to feel that way. But with me personally, this is how I look at it. My number one has been, always will be Eminem. It's rapping, and that's why. Now, Ren is a multi-talented artist. Eminem is not. So, I think rap-wise, Eminem, and that's just me, Eminem number one. Ren is right there. Ren he has the flows. He has the ability to do all that. But, and like I said, this is just my opinion, is that I think Eminem, by far, lyrically, and this guy's way of taking words and turning it into double, triple entendres and things you would never think about. Now, I'm not saying Ren isn't that smart. I'm saying that Eminem, that's all he focuses on, is rapping. So that's why I think rap-wise, Eminem is better at wordplay. Is kind of where I'm getting at. Entendres and metaphors and things like that. Now, Ren, don't get me wrong. Ren has totally blown me out of the water too. But the great thing about Ren is that he could play guitar, he can do the piano, he can sing, he can do all these other things. That's why I think Ren is one of the most complete artists. Not just a rapper, an artist. as a whole. So I just wanted to kind of get my 2 cents out there. But like I said, that's just my opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own. So hopefully I didn't upset anybody, or make you think I don't like Ren. I love Ren. Ren and we've gone through similar things, such as an illness that's really just destroyed, knocked us down, but hasn't taken us out completely. So that's one thing that Ren and I share, is that in certain things, like with our attitudes and how we dealt with them and what we went through, and things of that nature. So I don't want you to think I don't like Ren. I love Ren. Ren should be, and he damn well better get up on the back wall here. He will be next to Eminem. But my number one for rapping is just Eminem. That's it. I mean, can Eminem grab a guitar and play? I'm sure he could, but does he? No. And that's why he's just a rapper. But he's one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. So, as I said, I apologize for going on there. I know this video is going to be like a 45-minute, small movie. But anyways, I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, if you would like to help out, I'll leave the links down below. And if you choose to, please leave me a request, and I'll do my best to get to it as soon as possible. And again, just to, one final thing about this. Could Eminem do something like this, what Ren did here? It would take time. But Ren is built for this. This kind of singing and just really getting into your soul, and then just switching it up and hitting that fast flow rap. Man, Ren is amazing. There's no question. So with that said, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys very soon. All right, guys, take care.